Good afternoon. This is Desiree Dubois, founder of An Empowered Woman, and I have the pleasure of interviewing Mabel Katz for a Strictly Business series today. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Great, because you are here.
And do you feel empowered?
Totally, always.
Always.
Especially when I know I'm going to talk about my passion.
And you have such a fascinating journey. So give us a little history about your journey.
Well, I want you to know I used to be an accountant. I was born in Argentina. Here in the United States, I specialized in taxes. But my life changed. I was looking for happiness and peace. I was not looking to change careers, but I learned to be open and flexible, and the universe had different plans for me. So now I am an international acclaimed speaker. I found my peace and happiness in a very ancient Hawaiian art of problem solving. It's called Ho'oponopono. That I saw it applied in my business, and I saw the results in my business first. And I know it works for any problem that you have. Because all the problems are just memory replaying in your subconscious, like we are a computer. And actually, I talk about how to erase it, how to press that delete key instead of talking to the monitor.
Well, you know, one of the most profound things that you said to me is trust the unknown.
Yes, that's
Tell
what
us where that came from.
So I was a very intellectual person. I only believed in what I could see and touch. And my life really changed when I realized that I didn't know anything. I had a teacher for over 10 years that talked to me about weird stuff. And seeing the results, seeing how this works, seeing like it's never what we think it is. And again, seeing the results in my own life, personal and professional, it really convinced me that I didn't know anything, but that we all have a part of us inside that knows everything, that has all the answers, all the solutions. And I learned to trust that. So I talk a lot about letting go and trusting. And it really, really works. Give permission or start listening to another part of you, not the crazy of the house, the part of you that thinks it knows.
You know, you make it sound so easy, though, but it is a process to get there, isn't it?
Well, it's a process, but it's much easier of what you think. That's why all my books are called The Easiest Way, because I found the easiest way. There could be different paths, but I found the easiest way because it's about saying thank you or I love you to your problems instead of reacting. So we don't resist them. What we resist persists. So it's about awareness. It's about being willing to say, I had enough, yeah? Or I rather, who cares who's right? Or I don't need to have the last word. And then you can really be happy and at peace no matter what is going on around you. And you can change your life without depending on anybody or anything outside yourself. So yes, it sounds like it could be difficult because it's different of what we've been practicing. But once you decide to practice, you will love it because really it is the easiest way. And it depends on us. For example, for me, very important decisions that I took that changed my life is to start loving and accepting myself just the way I am. Not paying attention what other people think of me. That was a big one for me. We're always looking for acceptance outside of ourselves or love outside of ourselves. Sorry. So we are never happy because now you are attached, yes, or you need things outside of yourself, and then you will never be happy if you look for it outside. So it is much easier. It is the easiest way if you practice, and it's just up to you.
You know, Mabel, I cherish the fact that you're not saying that problems won't appear or challenges won't, you won't have challenges.
Yes.
What you're speaking to is how to overcome, how to move through those challenges and those problems that come up in life because that's just part of life.
Yeah, we are so used to pushing things, manipulating, controlling. We think we are in control, but now it's the ego that is in control and doesn't know anything. So I tried as an accountant. The results that I saw, first of all, I was always working for CPA offices. I was an employee. I was overly responsible. I didn't sleep, and they weren't even my clients. They were the CPA, client. But that's the way I always been, So um, because of Ho'oponopono and my change, I decided to start my own practice. It was ridiculous after my divorce, where I needed security, where I needed a stable income. I don't know. Those are the kind of things that start happening to you, where you take illogical decisions and then you realize they were the perfect decision. So the clients came by themselves. There wasn't much that I had to do. It wasn't the email era much, so my phone would ring and say, some such and such gave me your name and number, say you can help me. Most of them had a problem with the IRS and a tax problem, so they were audited. I had to represent them. I saw the miraculous results that I got in IRS audits. My clients still, when I meet them, says, "Oh my goodness, you save us of such a big problem." So because I was already practicing this letting go and trusting, not that I had to come as this perfect accountant, This is much easier as a parent, as a professional, as everything. We need to go back to being children.
Well, that prompts me to remind you that one of the things that you said that your son said to you that really was the wake up for you.
Oh, yes. Well, my oldest son is the one that woke me up. He talked to me the way I used to talk to him, mad, angry, frustrated. And when I saw him, he was really my mirror, and he showed me. But I was conscious enough to be able to see this instead of punishing him for talking to me like that. And I said, "Oh my goodness, that's me. He learned that from me. That's not what I wanted to teach him. Mabel, you have to do something." I really remember, I don't even know what he told me. I just remember my own experience with that. And that's when I started my search. And I was looking for an easier way because I saw a lot of drama. We still think that we depend on other people to change. We are addicted to blaming and not taking responsibility. And when you take your responsibility, you set yourself free. One day I realized, I said, "Oh, I'm attracting this, I'm creating this. All right, I can change it." Otherwise, we feel impotent, always depending on somebody else outside.
So you said it started with a decision. And what was that decision that you made?
Well, Desiree, decisions is what makes your life. Sometimes you make them at a subconscious level. That's why it's hard to take responsibility. But life is choices. Life is decisions. So the decision is I decided to be happy. And I realized I was looking for happiness in the wrong places. Yeah, so that's why I said I have to do something. And when you make a decision, the universe works for you. So the universe is always there for you, but you have to take that first step. You have to decide that this is not okay with you anymore, or you have to believe in you. Start by believing in you, taking the decision. I'm going to practice believing in me, or doing what it feels right instead of what I learned is right. So everything is up to us. But we keep putting it outside, or blaming, or thinking it was our moms or our uncles, or that something was done to us and now we are victims. And you can change it today if you decide.
So now you travel around the world, teaching people how to do that. Even when you mentioned that we needed more spirituality in this world, and that's what you teach. And even you went to Japan, and you made a comment about Japan wouldn't have fired you unless you did bring in the component of spirituality.
Yes.
You want to expand on that?
Yeah, very important. I always tell people, don't believe me, but if you are not happy, you have to look in the spiritual, not religious. It's not synonymous. And a very good way of explaining is spirituality is about you and your power inside of you. You don't depend on anybody or anything outside. Spirituality unifies, yes, and we are all family. Shows us that we are all family. Religions creates wars, divides. So it's not the same. Please do not confuse. So spirituality is about finding who you really are and your power, connecting with your power inside. So when I went to Japan, actually somebody asked me why when I did business seminars, I didn't put the word Ho'oponopono, or I said it has a spiritual base. And I said, in US, nobody would hire me. Are you kidding? Spirituality? Oops. No. Religion? No. We don't want that. So this person response was, in Japan, we would not hire you unless we know it has a spiritual component, because in Japan we know that spirituality is the foundation of any successful business. So I am telling you, you want a successful business, be yourself. Be yourself, do what you love, trust yourself. Very, very important. And one of the most important questions I was asked once was, what would you do even if you don't get paid? And I found my notes. I remember that I said sharing with others what it helped me. But I found my notes. At that time was ridiculous what I wrote. I wrote traveling the world, sharing with people, what had helped me. So there is a part of you that knows. And also patience is very important, because it's not over time. I found Ho'oponopono in 1997. I started teaching it, but as a hobby. In 2000, I was still an accountant. I did a lot of things. I had my TV and radio shows for the Latino community here in Los Angeles. But when all the traveling heavy started, and I kind of let go of that. And that was in 2008, where I was already traveling, already having the shows and doing a lot of things. And I said, I'm not preparing any more taxes. One day I just woke up. And not because I had the money in order to afford that, but I just knew it. I just trusted. And it was the time, yeah? But again, my first seminar was, you could say, oh, you found your mission in 1997. Why did you wait till 2008? It was a process, and you have to learn to enjoy the process, because you become a better person. It helps you to grow, again, to prepare you. And in 2008, as soon as I took the decision, I'm not preparing any more taxes, don't ask me why I knew that, that's when all the invitations started coming, and it never stopped. They never stopped, yeah? And I want you to know, I don't visualize, I don't set goals. This, I'm sure it goes against everything you know that works, but I personally learn to trust so much that I don't make any plans. I just let God, the universe, do it for me. And I never had to worry. I love my life. I learned to live in the present. My organizers get a little bit crazy with me, because I don't plan things a year, in advance. But it works for everybody, and then everybody's happy.
So tell us about your World Peace Campaign.
Yes. Well, there are two things that are very close to my heart. One is my children's book. In my children's book, I put everything that I found as an adult that it would have made my life completely different, much easier. Yes. And this is a book for kids 3 to 100-year-old. Actually, it is more for adults. Our children already know this. So, and also I develop, or I am a peace ambassador, and I created a world peace campaign. Peace begins with me. Peace within is world peace. And why am I saying this? Because the youth, our youth, are the ones that are going to find peace, yeah, or the right. So it's very important that we get to young people, that we get to children, that we allow our children and our youth to be themselves. We cannot keep putting the same programs, yeah, you have to find a job. No, you cannot do what you love, yes, or everything that we learn at school, not to trust ourselves, the comparison with others that are always better than us. So if we had a little bit of self-confidence, we lose it in school. It's gone. So much is going on right now. So it is very important. So for me, peace and children go together. That's why you ask me, and I talk about the children first. But very, very important that we become happy women, happy people, that because our kids observe us, they don't listen to us. So we have to be at peace, we have to be happy, and then our kids will find a way.
So, Mabel, you are speaking, and you look more speaking engagements not only all over the world, but in California.
Yes.
What would a participant walk away with after one of your presentations or your seminars or your speaking opportunities?
Well, definitely a lot of peace. I am not a motivational speaker. I am an inspirational speaker. I don't want you to depend on me to be motivated. Yeah. I want to inspire you to connect with a part of you that has all the solutions for you, that you trust yourself. Yes. So I show you that, again, you have everything that you need inside of yourself, and that you can change your life by a decision, by a different choice, by just deciding to believe in yourself and practicing that. Again, it's like a different circuit. We have not been using it. In the beginning, it might hurt, it might be difficult, but then it becomes like breathing. And then you really can enjoy life. We need to be able to be more spontaneous, yes? So that's kind of, I share with stories, testimonies, and again, I give you the tools. And the tools could be as easy as saying thank you or I love you. Yeah, again, not resisting, letting go, and trusting. Trusting, I can only inspire you, but that is really, again, like a different muscle, yes? But especially for me was starting believing in myself. So I show you who you really are. I show you what a problem is, because it's never what you think it is, or it's not out there where you think it is. And yes, like you said, Desiree, I don't promise you're not going to have problems. Actually, you're going to have them, because there will be opportunities to press the delete key and make you stronger, better. When you resolve your own issues, let's call it, now you can help other people. We are here because we have big things to do, important. We are all important people. That's why we are here. This is a very special time we are living, and we cannot keep going like victims, or dependents, or anything. We need to find the power inside of where it is, inside. So stop looking outside, stop depending on other people, and you will find that peace, you will find that happiness.
So, Mabel, in closing, what empowering thought would you like to leave our listeners with today?
Well, I think that the most important is one that I gave you already, just, that you don't need anybody or anything to change your life, to be happy, to be at peace. But especially the best advice I can give you is the one that I got from my teacher when I realized I was going to teach and I didn't have any experience about public speaking. And I said, I'm going to go and take some lessons, take some classes. And he said, no, that will take all your naturality. You just have to be yourself. And that's what I'm asking you. Just be yourself, trust yourself, love yourself, yeah? And you'll see everything else will be added.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. It's always a pleasure to speak with you. I feel energized and I feel inspired.
Good. That's my mission. Wake you up. And my mission is to wake you up. Yes. I don't have to convince you that Ho'oponopono, but I have to convince you that you're a very important person and you have a very important mission here. So please let go of the victim mentality, yes, or the depression or all those addictions that we have. Just say thank you to them. Just say I love you and show the other cheek.
Thank you, and we love you. And I want to thank our listeners for joining us today. And until we meet again, stay empowered.